What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. On the last part, we saw what happened at the conclusion of the Cell Saga. After Bardock died, he made some pretty interesting acquaintances in Hell. And meanwhile, Goku and Gohan fought Cell together, finishing the battle. But now with Bardock, Gohan, and Trunks returning to the future, what's going to happen next for them? It seems like there might actually be another threat on the way. We'll be seeing more of that in this part. For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,500 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part to this series. Anyways, let's pick it from here. With Shin and Kibito watching over Earth, they decide that they eventually need to intervene before Babidi and Dabura strike. Not only do they want to warn everyone of the threat of Majin Buu, but they want to prepare them as well. These three together should be enough to stop Babidi and Dabura, but they have to be smart about it. Again, it's kind of a double-edged sword. They're strong, but they're so strong that they'd be giving off a lot of energy for Buu, and that might cause his revival. If they went into battle head first without keeping their energy in check, it might be disastrous. But if they know about everything coming beforehand, they could formulate a plan and actually defeat Dabura really easily, all while conserving enough energy to not give it to Buu. So, Shin and Kibito head to Earth. The three warriors are surprised to meet them. Obviously they knew nothing about these guys, and not only are they figuring out a new realm of gods by meeting them, but they're being told a new threat is about to attack Earth. Of course, they're not too worried. They've been training ever since the Cell Saga, and even then they were still pretty strong. Whatever threat's coming their way, they'll figure out a way to stop it. But they're told that Majin Buu is no simple threat. If he's revived, the consequences could be disastrous. But there is a way to stop all of this, and the two Kais also offer them the idea of training. Besides the fact that a threat is on the way, I mean, obviously they're not going to turn down an offer to train with literal gods, especially these higher level ones. Maybe they can learn some really interesting stuff. So they head to the Sacred World of Kais to start preparing. Immediately they're told more about Dabura and Babidi and what to expect. Babidi is a magician, but he's not too physically strong, and Dabura is the real main threat. But even though Babidi isn't strong physically, they do need to watch out for his trickery. He can not only pull off some stunts during battle for himself, but he could probably help Dabura with his magic too. They can never be too careful, and they don't know what to expect. But right now, they work on strength training. And training here is actually very beneficial for them. They have been slacking off a bit. They've still been training a lot, but since there's no immediate threat for them, it's not like they were training as intensely as they were for Cell, for example. Shin and Kibito are impressed to see their skills. These Saiyans are incredibly strong. The three of them are also trying to work towards Super Saiyan 2. They saw Goku and Gohan use it in the past. And that's their next goal. But beyond that, Shin has a really good idea of what they could try and do for their training. There's the Z-Sword. If one of them can pull it out of its stone, maybe they could use it. Not just for battle, but for training too. If they're strong enough to do that, they'll definitely be strong enough to defeat Dabura easily. Well, they assume so. They all attempt to pull the sword out of the stone. And it does take some struggle, but eventually, Gohan's able to make it budge, tearing it right out from the stone and holding it up in the air, until he realizes how heavy it is and he drops to the ground. Alright, this is going to be harder to use than they expected, but they could take turns using it, and as for Trunks, once they're all strong enough to hold it well, Trunks can actually use it as his main weapon, since he is a swordsman after all. They all try swinging it around, and eventually they do get the hang of it. It takes some time, but they notice they're getting a lot stronger just from using the sword alone, even to the point where they're able to use it in base as well. They've all seen an increase in strength, and now Trunks has a new weapon, but Shin and Kibito are still a little bit concerned. Maybe if they're all Super Saiyan 2s, yeah, this would be very easy. But with 3 Super Saiyans, will it actually be enough to defeat Dabura? They think so, but if Babidi and Dabura pull some tricks, they can easily get ahead. They have the strength on their side, but they also need to have the strategy. If they screw one thing up, if just one small thing goes wrong, everything can fall apart. But they're confident and they're ready. They all head back to Earth, going to find Babidi and Dabura's ship. Shin and Kibito are there too to provide assistance, but they're going to be careful. They know they're too weak to actually help against this. Babidi would be one thing, but against Dabura, they're not strong enough. But everything should go smoothly. They know to expect anything, and they know to keep a close eye on both Babidi and Dabura. Bardock, Trunks, and Gohan are confident, but they're not going to get too confident. They find the ship, and Babidi and Dabura greet them. Babidi's surprised to see the Supreme Kai here. They must be really terrified if he's involved. And without exchanging words, the fight begins. Dabura immediately launches over to the Kais, but Trunks and Gohan jump in front of them, each launching a powerful Masenko and blocking Dabura. Dabura is blasted back, and Bardock appears right behind him, punching him right in the back. Dabura chuckles and gets up. They're stronger than he expected. But they're also holding back. Right after they attack, they power back down, trying to conserve as much energy as possible, and Babidi realizes this too. And as for Babidi himself, he's getting a bit concerned. Dabura is strong, but with 3 people against him, 3 smart fighters against him especially, Dabura will definitely encounter some trouble. And if he dies, well, there's no way they're gonna get energy at all. These 3 are the only strong people that they can actually steal energy from. And without a battle going on, there's no way to actually collect that energy. Besides forcibly trying to take it from them, which is also impossible. They're on guard right now. And Babidi begins thinking. He's looking around, trying to figure out anything about these fighters. The 3 of them keep fighting Dabura, and it's a pretty good battle. It's turning out much better than I expected. Sure, Dabura is strong, but with 3 Super Saiyans there, they actually are overwhelming him. The main issue is they're just trying to hold their power back. If they were able to go all out, they could end this pretty quickly, but they kinda have to pace themselves here and make this slow. And Babidi begins helping Dabura too. He even teleports him around, and Dabura pulls out his sword too. This makes the battle a lot trickier. They don't know where Babidi's gonna teleport him, and Dabura is attacking very frantically, reacting to wherever he's teleported quickly. At one point he's even teleported in front of Kibito, and he's almost able to hit him with his sword, but Shin's able to paralyze him last second, and Bardock goes into attack. And then Babidi finally thinks of something. Wait, he might have an idea. He was looking at the other Saiyans, trying to figure out what's going on with them. He was thinking, maybe he can get another minion with him. With Gohan, he's pure of heart. That's impossible. And Trunks is very good too. With them, there's nothing to manipulate in their minds. But Bardock, he's different. There's a lot of turmoil within him, and he's not necessarily purely good. Think about who he was before. He was another genocidal Saiyan warrior. And with all the trauma he's gone through too, and the internal conflict that he's still facing to this day, Babidi sees an opportunity. Wait a second, this might work. Suddenly he and Dabura vanish from the battlefield, with Bardock going away along with them. Shin and Kibito are confused, and Trunks and Gohan try to sense his energy. Babidi teleported them all away, but why Bardock? Why just him alone? They assume maybe Dabura's gonna try and fight them one-on-one. That'll be the easiest way for him to win. But as they're searching, it's actually much different than that. Bardock ends up elsewhere, another desolate part of Earth. Bardock's confused, not knowing what's going on, but Dabura starts attacking him, trying to weaken him, and Babidi begins talking to him, trying to break him mentally. He also starts working his magic, looking into Bardock's mind, finding his desires, finding his hatred, trying to find anything that he could exploit. Now, unlike Vegeta, this is definitely going to be a bit harder. With Vegeta, he actually willingly gave in to Babidi, and Bardock definitely still could fall to the spell, but he'd be a lot more mentally sound. It'll be a challenge for Babidi, but not impossible. They just need some time away from the others. Dabura keeps beating on Bardock, tormenting him, trying to make him angry, and Babidi could see it. That anger's coming out, the hatred, those feelings of his past self. Bardock's trying to resist, trying to keep his emotions in check, but he can feel it all washing back on him. He remembers how he used to be. Babidi's manipulating his mind. Did Bardock get soft? Look back on how he was before, and Bardock thinks of all his past failures too. He killed Frieza in another timeline, but he didn't do anything here. He watched his entire squad die. His entire family, they're gone too. Bardock's fighting back. This isn't him. He shouldn't be worried about this. He got over this long ago. But the hatred within him, the thing that's been latent for so long, this is the back door to his mind that Babidi's using. And eventually, Bardock can't resist anymore. He's being beaten down. He's getting so angry. And that small bit of evilness in his heart, it's coming back. He powers up, trying to resist more. Shin teleports over with the entire group, and they see what's going on. Dabura turns over to them laughing, attacking so no one else can intervene. Trunks asks Shin what's going on, and Shin tells Bardock to resist. Wait, resist what? Gohan asks too, concerned about what's happening to Bardock. And Shin can't believe it. He knew that this could have happened, but it was a very small chance, and he didn't think they'd actually get away with it. But Babidi's trying to possess Bardock, and once more, he powers up. But this time it's different. His aura flares up even more. Sparks of electricity warp around him. He's turned into a Super Saiyan 2? Maybe this is enough. Maybe this will help him resist. But it's actually the opposite. This is a symptom. With Babidi possessing him, his power is overflowing. And Bardock stops struggling. He stands there, looking down. And slowly he lifts his head up. He's got a smirk on his face. And they're speechless at what they see. The letter M is on his head. Shin falls to his knees. It's too late. Babidi has taken control of Bardock, creating a new fighter, Majin Bardock. But even though Bardock has been possessed, he's not going to become immediately evil and attack everyone. He still has control over himself. And even though Babidi's influence isn't there, he's not going to listen to him. He turns away from the group, looking at Dabura. And he is pissed. Dabura is laughing, glad to have Bardock on his side. But that laughter quickly goes away when Bardock starts attacking him. Bardock is fuming. He was made a mockery of. And he calls Dabura a coward. They had to teleport him away just to get him alone so they could fight him. He begins beating down on Dabura. Trunks and Gohan are confused. If Bardock's possessed, why is he not attacking them? And Shin's explaining. That's his anger. Bardock still has some control, and he's taking out his anger on Dabura. But this is still bad. He's powered up, and he's using all of his power right now. He's giving off energy to Babidi, and this also served as a great distraction. While they're focused on that, they didn't realize that Babidi teleported away, and Trunks then feels a sharp pain in his side. They look down to see Babidi draining his energy. Gohan tries to attack, but just as he does, Babidi puts up a shield and then teleports away. This is perfect. Energy from Trunks, energy from Bardock. And even better, this means Trunks is weakened too. Shin heals him temporarily so the wound closes. But he's lost some energy. Gohan says he has to stop this. He jumps in, trying to stop the fight with Bardock, trying to reason with him. With Bardock in Super Saiyan 2, he knows he's not going to be able to stop him, but he could probably talk to him, try and get him to calm down. This isn't him. He jumps in the middle of the battle, briefly stopping it. And even though Dabura is being beaten up, he tries to keep it going, because he knows this will get energy. He's injured, and he's on the defensive right now. Bardock tells Gohan to get out of his way. He needs to finish this. But Gohan tells him he can't give off more energy. Buu will be revived. He needs to stop right now, and Bardock's just getting more angry. He tells Gohan again, get out of his way. He lifts up a hand, charging a blast, but Gohan doesn't back down. From behind Bardock, Trunks tries to jump in, and just as he's about to land a punch on the back of Bardock's head, Bardock quickly turns around and grabs it. Trunks too. They're turning against him. In each hand, Bardock charges a blast, knocking the two of them back. Bardock turns back to Dabura, his hatred swelling even more, and he's only been made angrier by Gohan and Trunks intervening. He continues fighting, brutally beating down Dabura as Gohan and Trunks keep trying to stop him. Shin's watching on terrified. This is bad, really bad. If this keeps going on, Buu's gonna re-revive for sure. Not only because they got Trunks' energy, but Bardock continues fighting like this. And now Gohan and Trunks are involved trying to stop it. I mean, it's better than them just sitting back, because if they just sat back, they would have gotten enough energy regardless. But this only helps give energy faster with the two of them there. And Babidi's watching on elated. Shin and Kibito try and attack him, but whenever they do, he either puts up a shield or teleports away. He knows he's weak and he's not gonna let them exploit that. Bardock's beating down Dabura, and even though Dabura is still on the defensive, eventually his defenses break. Bardock's fending off Gohan and Trunks, trying to hold back his power so he doesn't hurt them too much. And then he charges up one last attack. The entire area glows blue. Bardock lifts one hand up, charging energy in it. He rushes right towards Dabura. He stops only inches in front of him, then letting out a massive blast. Dabura screams. He's completely eradicated by it, and a massive divot is left behind by the attack. Bardock then turns over to Babidi, ready to kill him next. But right before he launches over towards him, they hear something weird. It sounds like steam coming out of a pot or something. Shin turns completely white, and Kibito starts shaking. They look over, and they see Buu's egg. Steam's coming out of it. It begins vibrating. It's too late. It's happening. Angrily, Gohan turns over to Bardock. Look what he did! And Bardock's scowl goes away. He has a more confused look on his face, too. What did he just do? Trunks tells Gohan to calm down. It's not Bardock's fault. He did try to resist this, and there's no point getting angry. They need to remain focused, because they have a much bigger battle ahead of them. Buu's egg begins hatching, and after a few seconds, it breaks. Buu jumps out of it, looking much less terrifying than they expected, but from his power, they could tell. He's definitely not someone to be underestimated. Bardock doesn't even wait. Immediately, he charges up another attack, launching it at Buu. It's about to make direct impact with Buu, going right for his face, but Buu simply sucks his head into his body, completely avoiding the attack. What? Bardock tries attacking again, and Buu's laughing. This is gonna be fun. One of his attacks hits Buu right in his body, leaving a huge gash in it. Buu looks down completely unfazed, and then begins laughing as he regenerates it. Now it's his turn. He smiles, giving off an evil grin. He throws an extremely powerful blast right at Bardock, and Bardock's only barely able to defend in time. At the very last second, he launches his own attack, but has to put a lot of power into it just to counter this attack. Buu begins throwing more and more, and Bardock tries to fight it off. But as the battle heats up more and more, suddenly Bardock completely vanishes from the battlefield, as does everyone else. They're back on the sacred world of Kai's, and Bardock asks what's going on. Shin got them all out of there. He teleported them all back here. There's no way they could defeat Buu right now, and even though Bardock got what he wanted, he's still pissed. He tells Gohan he was right. He caused this. He was too weak to resist Babidi. He's gotta fight Buu. He's gotta kill Buu. It's his responsibility now. He tells Shin, take him back there. Take him back to fight Buu. Who cares if he dies or not? He caused this. He needs to stop it. And then swiftly, Gohan hits Bardock in the back of the neck with a powerful chop. Bardock's hair goes back down, and he goes unconscious. What are they supposed to do now? Not only is Buu revived, but Bardock's in this volatile state. He's not completely evil or anything. It seems like he's still not trying to kill them, but he's letting his emotions take control of him. He's acting so rashly, and there's even an internal conflict within his group. Gohan was smart to knock him unconscious for now, but what are they supposed to do? They're tired out. There's a possessed Bardock with them, and this enemy seems too strong to even face. Gohan feels bad now. He shouldn't have lashed out at Bardock. This wasn't his fault, but his anger got to him too, and he acknowledges that. He feels like it's a lost cause now, but Trunks tells everyone to calm down. This isn't the first time they face bad odds. They've dealt with the androids before. Hell, they dealt with Cell before. They're gonna get through this. They need to keep that hope that they had before. That's what they need, hope. And with that, we'll end off here for now. So, what do you guys think will happen next time? What will happen with Bardock, and how will they be able to defeat Buu if at all? Leave any thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like, and let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part of the series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe, as well as hitting the bell icon so you're notified about any future parts of this What If, or any other videos I upload on my channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.